Hello there. Welcome to Thrive with Meghan and Harry. We bring you news, views, and commentary about Harry and Meghan. Let's thrive together, guys. Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. We found out today, a few minutes ago, that Prince Andrew has agreed to settle the lawsuit against Virginia Giuffre, who said that she was sexually trafficked to him by financier Jeffrey Epstein when she was only 17, guys. So I'm going to read a little bit of it here for you. So it says here, the deal described in a court filing on Tuesday in New York avoids a trial that would have brought further embarrassment to the monarchy. It calls for the prince to make a substantial donation to the charity of his accuser while saying that he never meant to malign her character. Attorney David Boyes, who represents Giuffre, informed the judge presiding over the case in New York that a settlement in principle has been reached and lawyers on both sides will request a dismissal of the lawsuit within a month. A lawyer for Andrew did not immediately return a message seeking comment. The letter, signed by Boyes, said all lawyers were asking the judge to suspend all deadlines and put the case on hold. Giuffre sued Andrew in August, as you know, and the Giuffre accused the British royal of, obviously, assault, okay, as when she was a minor. Okay, and we all know that Andrew has been vehemently denying anything, but he has agreed to settle. So, guys, I want to know something. If you are not guilty, why would you settle? And the funny thing about it is, as well, is that for the longest time, from the time these charges were brought against Andrew, he's always been denying. He's always denied them, right? And he's always been saying that he has all this evidence and all this stuff against to prove Virginia Giuffre was lying or whatever. So I have to wonder, if you have all this evidence and all this, why would you settle? That's what I want to know. And so let me see here. He is going to be making, okay, it says here, Prince Andrew intends to make a substantial donation to Miss Giuffre's charity in support of victims' rights. And then it says, Prince Andrew has never intended to malign Miss Giuffre's character, but he has. We all know he has, because he kept insisting that she was lying about him, right? Anyways, moving along, and he accepts that she has suffered both as an established victim of abuse and as a result of of unfair public attacks that Andrew was behind. Oh my gosh, Andrew, you are the one who was responsible for these public attacks on Virginia Giuffre. So now you're like, oh yeah, I know you've been a subject of unfair public attacks by me, by you, Andrew. Oh my God. According to the statement, right, Prince Andrew acknowledged that Epstein trafficked countless young girls over many years and said that the prince regrets his association with Epstein and commends the bravery of Miss Giuffre and other survivors in standing up for themselves and others. Well, isn't that funny? Ain't that funny that all of a sudden you regret all this association that you had with Epstein, that you've had this friendship with Epstein for years. For years, guys. Okay? And now, all of a sudden today, what is today's date? The 15th of February, 2022. All of a sudden, this guy, Prince Andrew, decides that he regrets his association with Epstein. After all these years, guys, after all these years. Oh my goodness. But anyways, so he also pledged to support the victims of sex trafficking as part of demonstrating his regret. And I would say, guys, run the other way. Listen, guys, any sex trafficking people out there, just run the other way. Okay? Don't accept his support, please. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, guys. So listen, the tentative settlement comes weeks after Judge Lewis A. Kaplan last month rejected the prince's attempt to win an early dismissal of the lawsuit, meaning depositions and other evidence gathering could commence. Well, we all know that happened last month, and I guess the queen was like, "No, you're not going to the States, and no, you're not going on trial." She's like, "I will pay. Just settle everything already. Settle it." That's what I. Well, you know what? The queen is probably, listen. You're not going to trial, and you're not going to the States, so just stay here and I will pay for everything, okay? I always pay for everything anyways. So there you go. Just stay there. I will pay. Thank you. That's the queen. There she goes. Paying for all his bills again. Anyways. Okay. Moving along here. Now, after Kaplan ruled, we all know that Andrew lost who had it says here had already stepped back from royal duties. You mean he was forced to step back from royal duties? He was forced, and he was stripped of his honorary military titles because they wrote all the veterans and stuff, they wrote letters to her, and that's the only reason why this woman took away his titles and stuff. And I think she's gonna give him back as soon as she can, because we all know they have their own rules. But and leaderships of various charities and stuff, and known as his royal patroness, he also can no longer use his royal title. They say blah 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 blah. Yeah, we know, and we know that as soon as all this is done, she is probably gonna start rolling everything back. Listen, in a month he'll have everything back. Anyways, because he wasn't guilty. He settled. He wasn't guilty, apparently. Because if you settle, that means, what does it mean? Apparently, it means that you're not guilty because you settled. I beg to differ. I think it's the opposite. I think if you're settling, that means you're guilty. Okay? Anyways, so let's go ahead here now. It says here, the decision was an effort to insulate the House of Windsor from the fallout from potentially years of sordid headlines if the suit moved forward. Of course it would. Of course it would. So now we can go back to piling on to Harry and Meghan. There you go. That's what they're going to do. Now that he decided to settle and he's not going to go to court anymore, that means they can start back with Harry and Meghan again, right? Yeah, there you go. That's what it seems to me. That is what it means. But anyways, with the Queen's approval and agreement, the Duke of York's military affiliations and royal patronage have been returned to the Queen. The palace said, using the prince's formal title, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. And he will continue not to undertake any public duties and blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. And we all know that's going to be turned over in a couple months. So there you go. Anyways. Like I said, she only did this after 150 veterans and serving members of the armed forces had asked her to strip him. That's the only reason she did it, because 150 veterans told her to. They threatened her. No, well, not really threatened her, but they made her. They said, "Hey, Queen, we have eyes. We can see. This is not right, right?" So, and of course, we know that they said that he failed to live up to the very highest standards of probity, honesty, and honorable conduct that are expected of British soldiers or British officers. Okay, so it says here, Giuffre asserted that she met Andrew while she traveled frequently with Epstein between 2000 and 2002, when her lawyers maintained she was on call for Epstein for S purposes and was lent out to other powerful men, including Andrew. Her lawsuit said said that she still suffers significant emotional and psychological distress and harm. Of course she would. Of course she would, guys. This is not, this is something that is serious. This is something that affects you for years, years, and for the rest of your life. And especially when it happens when you're a minor, it will affect you for life. So it's a serious, serious, serious thing here. So moving on here, it says that, well, of course, we know that he repeatedly denied Giuffre's allegations and has said that he can't recall ever meeting her. So I guess now we can all assess that Andrew has met her. I guess we can all assess that he has met her since he's settling. Because if you never met a person, how are you going to settle? Why would you settle with somebody if you never met them before? That wouldn't make any sense. I'd be like, no way in hell. No way in hell am I settling with you. I never even met you. I'm not paying you. I'm not paying millions of dollars and when I never met you. No, I would. Who would do that? Who would do that? So I guess he has met her then. I guess we can all establish that Andrew has met Virginia Giuffre, guys. I guess we can all assess that he has met her. So yeah, so he goes on here, blah blah blah. He served for 2 decades, blah blah blah. They're gonna talk about that forever. So so they're trying to make him, they're trying to, you know, give him all the glory again, talking about he has spent years combating concerns about his blah blah blah, his links to Epstein. Yeah, right, he has. Blah blah blah. Okay. Let's see what else here. And they went on to talk now about Ghislaine Maxwell, and that she was the companion of Jeffrey Epstein, and she was convicted of related charges last month. We all know that. Yeah, so what does this all mean, guys? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What does this mean going forward? I just think that anytime that somebody decides that, okay, you know what? I am going to pay you off, that just screams guilty to me. Like I said before, guys, innocent people do not settle at all. And it's so weird to me that all this time Andrew he's been coming out swinging against her, against Virginia Giuffre. He's been coming out swinging, saying horrible things against her, and his lawyers have been coming after her. And they're the ones, actually, in my opinion, they're the ones who have been causing her more distress, because she is trying to say this is what happened, and they're coming after her saying, you know what, you did this, you did that, and all these horrible things. And now they're gonna say that they realize that she has suffered and all this stuff. Yeah, she suffered because of you. She has suffered because of you, Andrew, and all of the other men who took advantage of her, and the woman who took advantage of her as well, Ghislaine Maxwell. So she has suffered emotional abuse, physical abuse, all kinds of abuse here. And I don't know if I agree with this whole thing about him giving money to a charity. You know what? Virginia Giuffre should never have to work another day in her life. She should be paid out, because you know what? When you have to suffer like this, emotionally and physically, from the time you were 17 years old, and who knows if it was younger, she probably started younger than 17, guys. That's the honest truth, because they don't start at 17, they get them younger. 15, 16, they're already looking to do this to them. Okay? So these victims, they are emotionally they're emotionally bruised for life. That's the truth, because she's gonna have emotional problems for the rest of her life because of this. And and he's talking about, he's gonna make a contribution or whatever to a charity. You know what? Do the charity and pay her as well. Do both. She shouldn't have to worry about paying her bills again for the rest of her life, because she deserves to be paid for all the anguish that y'all have caused her. That's what I think about this whole situation. Guys, what do you think about this? What do you think should happen here now? Um, he's already decided he's gonna pay, which means he's not going to trial. And okay, there you go, whatever. But I think she deserves money as well. She deserves something. I don't agree. And then oh my gosh, then like I was saying before, how long do you think it's gonna be before the queen gives him all the shit back? How long do you think it's gonna take? Like we all know that she likes to, or maybe it's not her. Maybe it's like, you know, I think maybe it's the Charles, well, the tampon. Maybe it's the tampon and the Willie Leaks. It's the two of them who are always the ones coming after Harry and Meghan. Maybe it's, yeah, maybe it was them that caused this, like, like caused her to try to, go after Harry and Meghan so hard. I don't know. I think it was them, honestly speaking. We all know. You know what? Let's just establish this. It was. It was the squashberry. It was Charles, otherwise known as the squashed berry, and Willie Leaks. It was them that came up with this whole thing because, hey, nobody should be overshadowing them. You know, Meghan and Harry, especially Meghan, they're overshadowing them, and they're overshadowing Carmilla, the tampon holder. They're overshadowing her, the tampon holder, and they're overshadowing the mumbles. So there you go. They nobody can overshadow them, so they decided to come after Meghan and Harry. Collateral damage basically. So yeah, so I just think that it was all them. I don't even think it was. I don't think it was the queen as much. Maybe it was her because she's the one who carries out everything. But I think she was definitely influenced by them, and she doesn't have much of a backbone. So there you go. She comes after her grandson and his grandson and her grandson's wife and kids in the process. Even the one named after her. There you go. But either way, you know what? They're all guilty. There you go. All of them are guilty. There. I'm not, you know what? I'm not taking up for anybody. They're all guilty of sin. There you go. But either way, yeah, so I just think I don't know what's gonna happen going forward with this, and I think that they're definitely, if she lasts, like I said, any much longer, if she lasts for another like few years or so, she's definitely gonna give him back all that shit that she took away, all of it. That's what I think. I think she's gonna give him all back, and because then they're gonna say he's not guilty. He's not guilty because he's not guilty because he didn't admit guilt, because he never admitted that he was guilty, which is what I was hoping that Virginia Giuffre would want him to admit it, that he was guilty. And I really, really, really wanted that admission, but he didn't. And apparently they couldn't get him to do it, I guess. I don't know. But it would have been nice if he had admitted that he was actually guilty, but no such luck for us. So there you go. Yeah, but guys, this was interesting news today. I think it was just unbelievable, but believable at the same time. And I just think that, I don't know, this guy, he has done horrible things in his life, allegedly. And it always disappoints me when people that are born into such wealth and privilege and power, it disappoints me when they do stuff like this. I don't know. How do you feel about this? Like, I was born dirt poor. That's how I was born. I was born dirt poor. And I kind of, I work hard. I try to do good. I try to raise my daughter properly and do good. And, I work hard for everything I want. So, and I try to live decently. And these people that are born into such privilege and then they just throw it all away, like Ghislaine Maxwell and people like Prince Andrew, it disappoints me because I'm like, I'm like, we're all aiming for something in life. We all want to achieve something in life, right? And we look at these people that have everything that they ever could want, and we're like, and I'm like, what am I aiming for here? What am I aiming for? If you can have everything and be a, I was, oh my God, if you can have everything and just be a dick, you have everything in this world that you could want, and still you're just a nasty, nasty, nasty person. What does that say? Oh my God, it's disappointing when you see this. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. People will be who they are. Yeah. So you definitely can't look at people and say, hey, just because they're in a position of power or just because they have money or influence, that doesn't make them a good person. There you go. That doesn't mean they'll do the right thing in life. And that's actually disappointing, to be raising a child in this world and to tell them that, yeah, people in high places, people with power, yeah, they behave badly sometimes. They do horrible things sometimes. It's kind of disappointing to be able to have to say that to your child, to let your child grow up in a world. Like, for instance, the last 4 years, well, not the last year here, but those years of the Trump presidency. How did adults look at their kids and say, yeah, that's the president? That must have been hard. And the funny thing is, my daughter and like all her friends and everything, they all used to talk about him. They all used to talk about Trump. Like, remember, every day there was something crazy going on in Trump land, and every day we wake up, we're like, what happened now? What happened now with Trump? What did Trump do? What did Trump say? It's a pity that these people that are put into these positions of power, and then they just behave like, oh my God, just behave like imbeciles, bullies, they're just horrible. It's hard to, it's just hard to explain that to a child, let's put it that way. So yeah, my God, anyways, it's crazy just to looking at these situations with these people that are in places of power and born into influence. And it's very disappointing sometimes to look at these people and think, you know what, you got everything and you throw it all in the you just throw it all in the trash, basically. So either way, I want to see what's going to happen in the next year or two. Because, I mean, okay, the queen's 95 years old right now. And before she's sent off the pasture, or she flies off into the western skies, like I said before, she can fly off into the western skies. Before she does all that, I am thinking she's going to return everything that she took away from that guy. Because we all know that when Prince Charles gets into power, that's it for Andrew. He does not like Andrew. The only reason that Andrew is holding on by the skirts of his mother is because, well, there you go, he's holding on by the skirts of his mother. But we all know that Prince Charles, or, well, sorry, the tampon guy, tampon guy, he is basically, we all know that he doesn't like his brother. He doesn't care about, like, familial ties mean nothing to these people. So he could care less. He could care less. If he can do that, listen, if he can send his son, if he can cut his son's security and his son's kids, his grandkids' security, and well, I mean, okay, we don't expect him. I don't expect him to care about Megan. I mean, all he did was walk her down the aisle, and yeah, he did that to make himself look good. Okay, I can see, okay, I don't expect him to care about Megan, okay? I get it. He doesn't have to care about Megan. But what about your grandkids? Your grandkids got your genes running through them, your blood running through them, right? And you just cut off your son's security and put his family at risk, and then you're going to allegedly leak his his address to the press so that everybody can, all the paparazzi can go harass them while they don't have any security. What kind of father does that? And this is a guy that you guys want to be your king? Oh man, England, you really, really, really need to think about this one. And do not get me started on Camilla. Please don't get me started on the tampon holder. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, ay, 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 ay. You're going to have to think about this. I mean, it's one thing to have a nice old, well, we know she's not nice, but a nice old lady that looks like a nice old lady, but she's not, sitting on the throne. But when you got somebody like that squashed berry called Prince Charles sitting on the throne, that's a, and his tampon holder next to him, guys, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game, England. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And guys, when that coronation and stuff is going on and people are starving and people don't have enough to eat and people can't afford to put fuel in their cars and they can't afford to take the bus because it's too expensive and all this, what is going to happen? England people, listen to me right now here, right here now. You guys got to do something about this. Because when that old lady gets sent off the pasture and she rides off into the, or flies off into the western skies and she's gone, what's going to happen? Please don't tell me that this is what you want. Please don't tell me that this is what you want left. But anyways, guys, I digress. This will call for a longer conversation. And one day I'm going to have to figure out how to do a live stream, because I would love to do a live stream so that I can talk back to you guys and you guys can talk to me. And, I definitely have to do that because the conversation would be actually very interesting. But, yeah, I have to figure all that out. And, guys, you know that I found out, well, I mean, it's easy to find out, but we are over, let me see, is it over 100? Listen, we are almost at 130,000 views on this channel for the 3 or 4 months that I've been here. Over almost 130,000 views, guys. Almost 130,000 views. I can't believe this. You guys, oh my God, you guys have been amazing. And thank you so much for, just supporting me. And I appreciate the support, guys. I really do appreciate you coming. And when I say support, you know what support is, guys? Support is when you guys come here and whenever I do a premiere, you come, you talk to one another, you talk to me, you say hi, all this stuff. That's a support. That's what I mean when I say support, guys. And you watch my channel and you send all my videos to other people as well. Share it with other people and stuff. That is what I call support. When you like and you subscribe and all that, that is what I call support, guys. And then if you want to go the extra mile and you want to become a member like Ornell Sanders did and Cookies and Cream did and Mrs. S and the amazing Lydia Washington, who was my first channel member, if you want to go the extra mile, then I appreciate it even more. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, so guys, remember to do that, to like, subscribe, and share. And I really, 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 it's amazing. I really do appreciate everything. And let's see here. I also have a few super chats that I had to say thank you to. So Nutty Doctor, again, thank you so much for the super chats. And Cookies and Cream, thank you for the super chats. Alice Langdon, thank you so much for the super chats, hon. And Mrs. S, thank you so much again for the super chat. Super chats with an S. I really do appreciate it. You guys are just awesome. You guys are awesome. Yeah, so you know what, guys? It was really nice to talk to you. I tell you, this situation with Andrew, this was the only way it would have gone. That's the honest truth. It would, they would have never let him go to trial. because it would have been incredibly embarrassing, and it probably would have sent the queen over the edge. Let's put it that way. It probably would have sent her over the pasture. It probably would have sent her into the western skies, as I always say. It probably would have made her rode off into the western skies, because it would have been kind of horrible, and it would have been, and it would have been embarrassing. And this is her year of her platinum Jollibee. Her platinum Jollibee. Guys, this is a joke, but do you guys know what Jollibee is? Or what? Jollibee is actually, I think it's Filipino. It's a Filipino, this Filipino place. They sell like, they're like some kind of like, let me see, KFC or Popeyes. They sell chicken, and they sell, fries, and that sort of stuff. It's called Jollibee. It's a Filipino brand, but it's Jollibee. It's just like KFC, or it's just like Popeyes. So they sell chicken and all that stuff. So when I say Jollibee, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys know, but yeah. So she's celebrating her platinum Jollibee. She's celebrating that this year, and I think they've already started, apparently. So it would have been embarrassing, and they don't want anything to kind of smear that. So there you go. So that's why they settled. They made sure. The queen's like, you know what? Don't worry, I pay for everything as usual. You just sit there, and as usual, and worry about the teddy bears and stuff like that, and I'll deal with the rest. You just worry about all your teddy bears. Make sure they're all in exact order how they're supposed to be, and I'll deal with the rest. So, anyways, guys, oh my gosh, yeah, breaking news as usual. Every day is breaking news around here, guys. There's no rest for us. No rest. So, guys, I want to end on something good, some good news, or just something good for us. So these are some pics that have been released after Harry was at the Super Bowl the other day. Oh my gosh. There's some amazing pics. There's one with Cedric the Entertainer. There's one with Mickey Guycon. We saw that before. And there's just pics with Harry and the guys. Oh my gosh. You know who is real upset about these pictures right now? Can you imagine who is in a bad mood right now and really jealous right now and in a jealous rage right now? You know who's incandescent with rage right now, guys? Can you imagine who that would be? I think we all know who's incandescent with rage looking at these pics. They'd be like, this should be me. Why am I not at the Super Bowl? Why are they not looking at my stuff in Dubai? I was in Dubai the same day. Hello? What happened? I was in Dubai. Where's my pics from Dubai? Why are they looking at him at the Super Bowl? Maybe I should be at the Super Bowl. He's incandescent. He is incandescent with rage, guys. I could imagine, guys. Oh my God. Willie Leaks must be seething. Seething, I tell you. Incandescent with rage. Can you imagine? Anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you some nice pics of Harry enjoying himself at the Super Bowl the other day. And yeah, Harry has found a whole new flock of friends. Guys, they keep saying that Harry's lonely. Does Harry look lonely to you guys? Does he look lonely, or like if he's missing out on anything? I guess this is what lonely people look like. I guess, I don't know. They keep saying he's lonely, he doesn't have no friends no more, and all this crap, just because he's not talking to whoever those friends of his were before, so-called friends, just because he's not talking to them as much. Apparently, Harry's lonely, and he's he doesn't know what to do in Montecito. Huh? But I guess he does. He did find something to do in Montecito. Because Harry is interested in sports, guys. Harry loves sports, so obviously that's the thing that he would get involved in. He loves it. Oh my God, look at his face, guys. He absolutely loves this. So guys, yeah, so I just wanted to show you these couple pics of Harry and how happy Harry looks here. And like I said, Willie Leaks probably seething with rage. Incandescent. He's incandescent right now. But yeah, I just wanted to show you these couple pics, guys. He looks really happy, and I'm so happy to see that. Anyways, guys, like Megan has always, well, no, sorry, Megan said this once, and I'd like to repeat it. It's not enough to just survive something. That's not the point of life. We have to thrive. We have to feel happy. And just like how happy looks, how Harry, sorry, how Harry looks happy right now, that means, that's great. He's thriving. Harry's thriving right now. And I'm so happy to see it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Have a great one. Bye.